You also mentioned the education fund and teacher salaries, teacher raises.
Hmm.
Why is it not a good idea to just ask teachers to freeze their salaries or take a great big pay cut to try and save money?
You're going to lose teachers. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to lose teachers. I mean, they have plenty of opportunities to go into other areas. I mean, quite honestly, when you look at a teacher with their having a bachelor's and a master's degree, a lot of times those folks can go somewhere else and make $20, $30, $40,000 per year more than what they're making as a teacher. They are in the field of education because they love what they do. They have a passion for what they do. They care about what they do. They care about their students. They care about their school. They care about the community. And that passion is what keeps them in that place. And so to freeze salaries, not be able to give raises for long periods of time, it's not good. I mean, it's not good for the local school. It's not good for the community. It's not good for our students at the end of the day. If you freeze a teacher's salary, you got to think about insurance cost. Insurance costs are continuing to go up. So in all reality, if a teacher doesn't get a raise, or if they get a small raise, let's say they get a $500 per year annual raise, those small raises a lot of times are ate up by the increase to their insurance cost. And so in some cases, a raise really isn't a net raise at the end of the day. And in some cases, when you're not doing a raise, those insurance costs actually cause teachers to take a pay cut because of the insurance cost. We've been very fortunate here with our insurance trust that we haven't seen significant hikes, but we are seeing hikes of 3 to 5% on an annual basis to our insurance premiums. And so that's something that we have to look at as well. And again, the community is the heartbeat of the school is the heartbeat of the community at the end of the day, especially a school like Mississinewa. Everything runs through the school system. That if you don't have good teachers here, the local economy is going to suffer, and it's going to eventually die. I mean, that's the reality of it. And so there's plenty of case studies to be able to look out through Indiana and throughout the country where when the school systems start to fail, the local economy fails. So we want to keep this thriving. We want good staff here. It doesn't matter how nice the buildings are at the end of the day if we don't have good staff. And so that's where our focus has to be is maintaining good, high quality staffing that we've been able to attract and we want to be able to retain going forward.
Well, as the head of the Teachers Association, it's nice to hear that you understand that perspective. It's difficult to consider how to cut money, and it is tough, I think, for people who aren't in the education profession to understand why you wouldn't want to at least reduce teacher salaries. But you are in competition with every other superintendent in the state of Indiana.
Yep.
Who may not be in this funding situation that Mississinewa is in, and they can offer $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 more in salary.
Yep.
There are many things that will keep our teachers here at Mississinewa. That Indian pride that we have,
Yes.
we like to be a member of this community. But when the guy 30 minutes down the road is dangling an extra $10,000,
It's hard to turn away.
It is hard to turn away.
I mean,
and so keeping teacher salaries competitive, as you're talking about, I think that's smart, but it's still hard to make that argument when you're looking at such a shortfall.
Yes,
So.
yes, and we've done a good job. I mean, I say I wasn't involved in that. Mrs. Winter, her team, you guys from an MTA standpoint, done a good job of getting our teacher salaries to be competitive with the starting salary of $47,000, with the state minimum now being $45,000. But you can't stop there. That's the thing. You cannot stop there. We've got to find ways. But again, if the money's not there, we can't go there. That's the struggle. So we got to find ways to create that revenue. And at the end of the day, that's where we're going to need our local community support. We can't dictate what comes from the state legislature. We can advocate. We can try to sell ourselves to the state legislature, but ultimately, whatever the state determines in terms of funding, that's what we get. And if we want any more than that, it's got to come from our local taxpayers.
So it's really contingent upon members of the public to make their voices heard to their state legislatures, letting the legislators know down at the legislature, you need to increase funding for public education. Not just a raw dollar amount, but a percentage of the budget needs to be dedicated to public education. Because if we continue to see cuts in funding, we're going to continue to see these problems compound, not just here, but everywhere.
Everywhere, absolutely.